assets, okay? So very quickly, assets are things you own, okay? Things you own. So you have a deed to, you have a piece of paper saying you own it, okay? Whether it's a receipt, but you own it. You've exchanged something in exchange for something else. And to me, that's a very, very broad, so that's a lot of stuff, right? It's a lot of stuff, things that you own. And so in accounting, we actually break it down even further from assets to current assets, long-term assets, and fixed assets. I've included a link up here to a really awesome article that kind of explains what the differences are as well as why it's important. So I'll summarize here. Ultimately, the assets are arranged in order of liquidity. So how quickly can we turn it into cash? So current assets like cash, like your checkings account, your savings accounts, money market accounts, those are current assets. They are also going to be changing within the year. That also makes them current, so current to the year, right? Clearly, they should be at the top because they're the closest to liquidity, pretty much at 100% liquidity, right? Cash is cash. Underneath that, you may have long-term, you may have fixed assets. Examples of fixed assets are buildings, equipment, okay? Equipment is also a fixed asset or could be fixed asset. Property is a fixed asset. We're going to talk more about fixed assets during the week as well. And then long-term assets are, and I know this is going to sound fun, but basically long-term assets are non-current assets. So they're assets that are going to extend across years, longer than a year. It's going to change. It's going to take much longer for it to change. So things like 401ks, retirement funds, those are some good examples. I'll have more examples tomorrow of the differences between current, long-term, kind of some more guidance for you guys on that. So why does any of this matter? Why do we care, right? Who cares? I mean, if we own something, we own something. Why is it important if it's a current, a long-term, or a fixed? Okay, well, it is Money Making Monday. And ultimately, the reason that we want to list our assets in this particular order, the order of liquidity, is so that we can find out how fast we can turn what we have, what we own, into something that we can leverage and use very quickly. So how quickly can we turn this building into cash? How long does that sale take? Okay, and the difference between those numbers and the allocation between those numbers can mean a large difference, not just to small business owners, but to individuals as well. You want to make sure that you have a good mix of all three. So you want a good balance in your cash account, but you also want to be investing into different fixed and long-term options in order to kind of balance your portfolio, if you will. It's a little financially, but I think that the article actually says it very, very well. So I'm just going to read it here. Now, why does it matter? Assets create or preserve wealth, making them of the utmost importance to both individuals and companies. Okay, so I'm going to read that again. Assets create or preserve wealth, making them of the utmost importance to both individuals and companies. As a bookkeeper, as an accountant, as a confidant of small business owners, as a small business owner myself, I think that we spend a lot of time looking simply at our current assets, meaning our bank balances, right? We're looking at our bank balances all the time, trying to figure out if we have enough or if we've made too much. Just being positive. But that's not enough. That's only one small part of the picture. You need to see what your long-term and what your fixed assets look like, as well as the cash that's coming in for the future cash flows, not necessarily the current cash flows. And you can tweak this, right? So you can tweak these percentages. If you have a very large cash flow 1 year, you need to sit down and you need to think about how you can start creating and preserving that cash flow and preserving that wealth by investing into long-term and fixed assets. And one more small and very quick point, and I'm going to let you guys go. So another thing you have to remember about assets is that these are your main leveraging tools. Okay, your leveraging tools. And when you are going out into the world and looking for credit, if you're looking for investors, or if you're looking to sell your business, the difference between what you have in assets and the allocation of those assets may make or break a pending deal. Whether you're looking for, like I said, if you're looking for funding, if you're looking for a loan, or maybe you're just looking to cash out of your business. So keep an eye on your assets, and not just your current assets, but your fixed and your long terms as well, in order to have a full picture of how to preserve as well as to grow your wealth in the future. And that is your Accounting 101 Making Money Monday tip for everyone today. Thank you so very much for joining me, and I will be back tomorrow for my Tuesday tip. See you guys then. Bye.